Stadium, November the 9th, 2012. It's Friday night playoff football from Darling Stadium.
Hello, everyone. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen down here at Darling Stadium live. Well, we're not live. We all had a bet on that one. The Peninsula District champion Phoebus Phantoms, they're going for 5 straight state championships this year. Let's send it down to the sidelines now where Brent has a guest.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Heritage Hurricanes head coach George Massenberg. Coach, first, congratulations, 2 years in a row, Player of the Year, Coach of the Year for Division 5. But before I do that, I would like to thank your athletic director, Dwayne Peters, Coach Peters, for helping us out so much, getting us together so we can get this information, and your whole office staff. Before we get into tonight's game, which you've been worried about for the last week and everybody else has, I want to ask you about a couple of players if I can, because we haven't had the chance to see them over here, and we talked about them. Number one, of course, is your senior running back, Khalid Abdullah. Tell us a little bit about him.
Khalid is just a great kid all around. Does everything that we ask him in practice, hard worker in the classroom. He's just been a do everything guy this year. He's been running the ball very, very effective between the tackles. Was leading the district this year. In carries and in rushing yards. So he did a lot for us this year.
Well, he's been very impressive in a district that seems to be loaded with running backs this year. Now, let me talk a little bit about a sophomore, I believe, is Terrell Pearson. This young man seems to be doing it all.
Terrell, he's just a great kid as well. He's a starting guard for us. He does a lot of the pulling. We moved him up last year as a 9th grader, and he started the last 2 games for us. So this year as a sophomore, he's just been very, very consistent for us. Hasn't missed a game, hasn't missed a day in the weight room, and hasn't missed a day of practice. And being a sophomore, a young kid, that's great for him. You know, we have high expectations over at Heritage now, and he's meeting all those expectations.
Well, you're talking about expectations. This young man bodes well. When I'm looking at your lineup, you're starting 14 underclassmen out of 22 positions. So this is not going to be the first or the last year we're going to see something of your team over here, I think. But let's talk a little bit about some of your coaching staff. Tell me a little bit about, first, your offensive coordinator.
My offensive coordinator, Mike Hagans, he was over at Hampton High a couple of years. His son played at UVA, a great kid as well. Weymouth Williams, our defensive coordinator. He was also at Hampton with us. He coached over there. Jacoby Fenner was at Hampton. Rodney Taylor, Ivy Ellison, Harvey Williams, Jamal Williams, Rudy Foyer, who played at Heritage on his last state championship team, and Raymond Malone. And Coach Linwood, and we have a great coaching staff. I'm kind of hard on those guys coming from over there at Hampton High, learning under Coach Smith, one of the greatest coach ever in this area. And I try to take those same things that I learned from him over to Heritage.
Well, it seems to be working, and because Coach Smith played you all the best compliment when he played Joe, he said, man, it's like looking in a mirror. I'm playing Hampton right over there. But of course, when you look down the coach's lineup, all those young men you talked about on your coaching staff, we've all, you included, have been amazed and thankful to be able to watch you over the years. Now, we're going to get down to the last question. Tell me what you think it might be different, or is it going to be same Phoebus football tonight?
Phoebus, they're a well-coached team. Coach Bunn has stepped in and did a great job getting those guys after the first 4 games when Coach Sexton was there. I'm expecting a same Phoebus team. They're going to pound the ball on you. They're going to try to throw the ball every now and again. But I think we'll be prepared this week.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you and again congratulate you and your entire coaching staff on the 2 years in a row Division 5 Coach of the Year. Thanks so much. Okay, guys, I'll send it back up to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Brent. Again, the Phantoms 10-0 on the season, going for state championship number 5 in a row against the upstart Heritage Hurricanes, 6-4. Not bad comeback after being 0-10 there for a few years and really struggling to get some athletes to play. And Coach George Massenberg has really got the program rolling now.
He's done a great job, and it's my understanding also, Mike, that he once again has been selected as the Coach of the Year in the Peninsula District for Division 5. So congratulations to him.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, yeah. So we've got a great game here tonight, Mike. Phoebus against Heritage. We're going to see a lot of running. We got the 2 best statistic-wise running backs in the Peninsula District going against one another, and 2 great defenses.
The Player of the Year offensively for Heritage is Abdullah, 1,600-plus yards, and of course you got Pittman, who didn't have quite as many carries, but he led the district in yards per average. So let's pitch it back down to the sideline where Brent again has another special guest.
Thanks, guys. I'm here, of course, with Phoebus Phantoms head coach Jeremy Blunt. Coach, 10-0. 4 times defending state champion in Division 5. You're coming here playing a team that you've already played 1 time this year. But before we get into all that, I always like to talk about a couple of players on your roster so that we get a chance to talk about them before they graduate. And first of all, I'd like to talk a little bit about Malik Hawkins. He's a senior linebacker, I believe.
Yes, Malik is a returning starter from last year. Very solid young man, great presence inside, good leader on the field. Worked very hard this offseason, and it's paying off. The kid's around the ball all the time. He's one of the athletes that you certainly want to put a mark on going into the game.
Or college, he's interested in any colleges so far?
He's got some college interest right now, and colleges are interested in him as well. Right now, those things are up in the air, so he's going to continue to work hard and just focus on his academics, focus on his play right now, and see where it goes.
Well, the next player I want to ask you about, we were familiar with the last name for several years, but let's talk about the junior tackle, Kevin Lyles, if you will.
Kevin Lyles, 3-year starter. Young man, heart of gold. He's a stud inside, and he's another player that you certainly want to know where he lines up every snap. He's going to give you everything that he has, and he really makes it easy for the linebackers playing behind him like Malik Hawkins and Drayvon Badger.
All right, Coach, let's get back to the game a little bit. And you guys played these. They played you the closest game in score of any team you played this year. It was a 1-point victory, and as the paper says, an extra point kick. I don't think they're going to do anything different, but do you expect anything new since they played y'all the last time? I think it was, the 5th or 6th game when y'all played them. And have you seen anything or heard anything new that they might be doing?
They're a well-coached team. Those guys are going to come after it. And right now they're motivated and they're excited to be in the playoffs. They've worked very hard. Head coach over there has done a great job in his 2 years there. So I think they're going to do what they do. And he's a protege of Mike Smith, and Coach Smith keeps those guys going. So I don't see Coach doing anything differently. They're a well-coached team.
Well, Coach, thank you. Now for your last question, and this is a little bit unusual for me, but as a coach, you've seen him on the field, and you've got one of the best running backs. Tonight we're going to get to see the leading yardage gainer in Abdullah and the leading yardage per game player in Pittman. If you do, for these people out here who haven't had a chance to see Abdullah, compare these 2 runners for us, if you will.
They're both big backs, solid backs. They can carry the load. They can run the ball 30-plus times a game. They're entertaining, and they really enjoy playing the game. They grind the game out, so you really got to put a hat on them when you play them.
Coach, I want to thank you so much. I think we're going to be doing this a lot. I really do appreciate you taking the time and meeting with me at the school as soon as I need the help. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
guys, after this, we'll take a chance and go up and see our sponsors, if you will.
Today's game is sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queensway in Hampton. Enjoy a wide selection of breakfast and lunch dishes, sure to please your appetite. Follow the Grey Goose Restaurant on Facebook, the restaurant that is also a bakery. Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton is located in Phoebus, has been serving the community since 1862. Smith Brothers are here to serve your needs. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Today's game is sponsored in part by the attorneys at Kaufman & Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman & Knowles. We can and we will. Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out. Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com.
All right, back up here now, and as we get ready to get started here as the Eastern Region first round action between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Heritage Hurricanes.
And there you see the Heritage Hurricanes right there getting ready to come onto the field, and here they come as they're preparing to face the Phoebus Phantoms in this first round playoff game here at Darling Stadium, November the 9th, 2012. Mike, this is going to be an interesting game. They played during the regular season, and Phoebus has had a look at them, and they've had a look at Phoebus, and Heritage almost beat them.
It was a one-point game, 27 to 26, 28 to 27, a one-point game, and that's you need to know up front that there was a few players from Phoebus that won in that game. So, anyhow, let's show the officials for tonight's game. Brett Lucas is the referee. Robert Gray is the umpire. Kenny Lewis is the lineman. I guess that's Bard Jones, the line judge. Michael Ford, the side judge. Shelton Ricks, the field judge. And Robert Smith, he is the back judge for tonight's game here at Darling Stadium.
And Mike just alluded, ladies and gentlemen, to the fact that there were some differences, a little bit of differences in that game as we're watching the captains come on the field for the coin toss, and we'll go down there in just a second. But what he's talking about is the fact that Kevin Lyles and Atavius Matthews, two key people, were not there. And we'll go down at this time to the field where the referees are about to have the coin toss. So let's take it down there and see how this goes.
Tell your teammates when you're out there on the field, no talking across. Second thing is, if a player is on the ground, he's down. You don't have to hit him. If he's out of bounds, it's out. Don't hit him. If the whistle blows, stop. Don't hit him. All right? You do those two things and we'll be in great shape. All right. We did a toss before the game. We allowed Heritage to call it. Heritage won the toss and elected to receive. They're going to receive at this end. So you guys put your backs to that scoreboard. Put your back to this table.
Won the toss, and they
Heritage wins the toss and receive at this end of the field.
And we'll show the starting lineups for the offense here for Heritage. As soon as they can bring them up, we'll let you know. Again, those are the Southeastern District officials, by the way.
All right, here's the Hurricane offense. The tackles, number 70, Blunt, number 52, Giddens. The center, number 64, Wilson. The two guards, number 50, Pearson, and number 55, Turner. The tight end, number 44, Harrison. The split end, number 15, Streeter. And the wide receiver, number 12, Van Hook. In the backfield, the quarterback, number 10, Outlaw. The fullback, number 3, Seiler. And the running back, number 2, Abdullah. He's the one you need to keep your eyes on, ladies and gentlemen. That's the offense for the Heritage Hurricanes, 6-4. Going to the defense for the Phoebus Phantoms, we have the end, number 7, Staten. The tackle, number 54, Lyles, and number 70, Lewis. And the other end, number 74, Wilson. The linebackers, number 4, Matthews, number 26, Hawkins, and number 11, Badger. In the secondary, the two cornerbacks, number 38, Graham, and number 21, Giles. And the free safety, number 2, Robinson, and the strong safety, number 9, Lane. That's the defense for the Phoebus Phantoms as we look out on the field as they prepare to kick off to start this game. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is LSC, Cox Channel 48, Verizon Channel 23, November the 9th, 2012, as my partner, Mike Hauser, gives you the play-by-play as we get ready to kick off here at Darling Stadium.
And it's Dylan Crip will be kicking off. He's got it teed off now at the 44 to Phoebus Phantoms. It'll be a short kick taken at about the 15-yard line. I believe it's number 2 on the play. That's Abdullah, their starting running back. Carries the ball back as he gets it all the way out to their Heritage 33-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 35. So it'll be 1st and 10 Heritage from their own 35-yard line as we get started here at Darling Stadium. First round action of the AAA Eastern Region Division 5 playoffs here at Darling Stadium. Outlaw is the quarterback, the starting quarterback for the Heritage Hurricanes. That is to Abdullah, number 2, the lead back, and he is going to get outside the 40 to, it looks like near the 43-yard line. We'll have to wait and see where they mark it. Looks like a gain of about 8 on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 2 for the Hurricanes.
A tough young man to bring down, Mike. He bounced around quite a bit in the backfield and then right over the line and really gained a lot of good yardage on that after being stopped several times.
2 wideouts. That's player in motion. Hand off to number 1 on the play, and that's, what is it, Patello? nothing doing there, as he is going to be stopped shy of the original line of scrimmage. Loss of about a yard on a play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 now for the Hurricanes.
And here you see the replay, and I apologize for the mispronunciation here. It's Juanye, Juwane or Juan Patello, the running back.
Hello. Outlaw under center in the I formation, another wide receiver in motion. Abdullah takes the handoff and gets to near 1st down yardage, which would make it to 45. And he has to get to the 45, and it looks like he's just over it. So the Heritage Hurricanes will pick up their first down of the game.
All right, was that Abdullah or was that Seiler?
Yeah, I thought it was number 2.
Number 54, Kevin Lyles.
We'll have to double check on that, Mike. I thought that was number 3.
Could have been. Outlaw back to throw. Short pass over the middle completed. And that looks like it's to, is it number 44 on the play?
Charles Harrison, number 44, the tight end.
It's like a gain of about 11 yards and another 1st down for the Heritage Hurricanes, all the way down to the Phantoms' 44-yard line. Opening series of plays here. Nice play.
Good play action on that one as he got everybody going to the right, and he just rolled back to the other side, found the open receiver, Charles Harrison, and hit him with a quick pass. Everybody's looking for the run, so when either team passes, it's going to be a little bit of a surprise here tonight.
4 wideouts now for the Hurricanes. That was Abdullah in motion and hammered at the line of scrimmage. You're going to lose about 5 on the play, and that is number 3. That's Cameron Seiler. He will lose about 5 yards on the play down near the 49, just inside the 49-yard line. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and a long 15 now for the Heritage Hurricanes.
Phoebus had the blitz coming on that one, Mike. One of the backers just came right in there, almost completely untouched, and grabbed Seiler before he could even take a step. It was a good defensive call by the Phoebus Phantoms on that particular play. Now they've got 2nd and long.
Outlaw trying to get the wide receiver to go in motion, finally does. Sets back up on the far side down there, almost got a delay game. This time the handoff is to the deep back into play. Yeah, that's number 2. That will be Abdullah. And he will pick up some good yardage. Looks like he'll pick up about 6 or 7 on the play.
Hey, watch this, Mike. This is really interesting. Abdullah gets the ball here. Now watch, right here he gets stopped. Now watch, all of a sudden, boom. It's almost like the Phoebus defensive line pushed him forward about 4 yards on that play.
3rd and 8 now. The ball sits at the Phantoms' 42-yard line. Passing situation.
Abdullah doing a great job of running so far for the Hurricanes with this sustained drive.
2 wideouts, 1 on either side of the line of scrimmage, and we've got in the I formation. Back to pass is outline. A little short screen. It is completed, I believe, to number 3, and that is Seiler. He breaks the tackle and goes all the way in, 42 yards for the Heritage Hurricanes score.
A shocker here for the Phoebus Phantoms as we watch the replay again. Play action as he rolls back and just flips the little flare pass. Missed tackle on Seiler, 2 other missed tackles, and Seiler's in the open with nothing but green in front of him. And that was just a good play for Heritage and 3 missed tackles that should have been made.
Scott Stewart for the Heritage Hurricanes in now to attempt the extra point. We have a timeout called by the officials. Apparently we have a problem with somebody's
equipment
gear. Maybe? Yeah.
So Heritage striking first tonight, 7 plays, 4 minutes, 7 seconds, 65 yards. The pass from Outlaw to Seiler.
Timeout, Heritage.
And we're going to have a timeout here for just a minute. Not sure that was an equipment problem, and maybe it was, and they decided they need a little bit longer for it before they get a penalty called against them.
7:45 to go, and here's a replay of that touchdown pass.
Watch his play action. 1-2, and he just kind of drops back, shoots a little flare out there. There's one missed tackle. Now, two guys get him right here, one high, one low. But if you'll notice, nobody wrapped him. And if you don't wrap a good runner, and I'm going to tell you right now, you hear all the talk about Abdullah, but Seiler is a solid runner. You don't wrap him up, and he shows you what's going to happen. The Phoebus defense is going to have to get him down and keep him down.
By the way, don't forget the Hampton Crabbers are in action right now over at Todd Field as they are taking on the Norcom Greyhounds.
That's correct.
And as we hear scores of that game, we'll pass it on. Again, this is their kicker, Scott Stewart, in to kick the extra point. And another player for the Heritage Hurricanes running off, and another one back on again.
Yeah, I tell you, we've got a lot of time taken up here.
So let's see how this works out here. Here's the extra point attempt. Snap. The kick is a line drive kick. It doesn't look like it went over. It did. It went over the crossbar. It looked like it might have been partially blocked, but it's good. And the Heritage Hurricanes jump out in front, 7-0 over the Phoebus Phantoms with 7:45 to go here in the first quarter of play.
Again, a quick score for the Hurricanes as we'll take a look at this kick. Look at this line drive kick. Just does go over the right inside part of the post. So Heritage taking a 7-0 lead here at Darling Stadium on November the 9th, 2012 in the first round playoffs against the Phoebus Phantoms. And we'll have to see now how the Phantoms respond to this. Heritage came out and they gave it to Abdullah and Seiler, and then they threw a couple passes in there, and the next thing you know, Seiler's loose, touchdown. So we'll have to see if Phoebus can respond to this.
Nice little 4-minute, 15-second drive for Heritage. Now the Phantoms will get the ball here, and they'll try to go to Staten to the near side deep.
That's him right there on your screen, number 7.
Like the other one over there is number 8, which would be Will Mann. Again, Scott Stewart will tee it off here at his own 40-yard line, and the Hurricanes will be kicking off. Quick strike for the Heritage Hurricanes, leading 7-0 here early first quarter of action. Now that was an interesting play over there. Like they're going to mark it out just shy of the 40-yard line. That's where Phoebus are right on the 40-yard line. As the ball was batted by the Phantom player up high and goes out of bounds. So Phoebus will start 1st and 10 at their own 40. That was close.
That was self-preservation right there, batting the ball out. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and show the Phoebus starting offense.
For the Phantoms on offense, the tackle number 70 Lewis, the left guard number 62 Earls, the center number 65 Bailey, the right guard number 78 Brantley, and the right tackle number 74 Wilson. The tight end number 7 Staten, the split end number 20 Fletcher, and the wide receiver number 21 Giles. In the backfield, the quarterback number 10 Tulliver, the fullback number 36 Jones, and the running back number 5 Pittman.
Looks like the first handoff goes to Pittman, right straight up the middle. And he will pick up about 2 on the play out to the 42-yard line. And we'll show the defensive starters here in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, what I wanted to tell you real quick there is self-preservation. That ball was live, and nobody was going for it until one of the Phantoms realized, hey, we got to do something, so he knocked it out of bounds so they keep it.
There's Pittman on a sweep to the left. He's hit just outside the 45, and he will pick up about 5 on the play. And let's show the starting lineup for the Heritage Hurricanes. Oh, by the way, a flag just went down.
On defense, the 2 ends, number 43 Tucker, number 37 Hunt. The 2 tackles, number 55 Turner, number 52 Giddens. The linebackers on the outside, number 5 Holloway and number 1 Patillo.
Defense, 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Yes, sir. All right, you heard that. The inside linebackers, number 44 Harrison and number 51 Jackson. In the secondary, the 2 cornerbacks, number 4 Wright and number 12 Van Hook, and the safety, number 23 Washington.
And a holding on the defense from a running play. 1st and 10 now, all the way down to the Heritage 40-yard line. Another handoff straight up the middle to Pittman. He's down to the 35. He's inside to about the 34. Gang tackle by a whole host of Heritage Hurricanes.
A whole host.
The whole defensive line looks like he's going to pick up about 6 on the play all the way down to the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 4 now for the Phantoms.
It's going to take a whole host to bring down Pittman. I mean, we've seen him all year long, Mike. The young man just runs and runs and runs and runs. And Phoebus is going to feed Pittman to you all night long until you can prove that you can stop him.
Staten is setting himself to the near side wide now. And it looked like one of the players in a tight end position on the near side may have jumped a bit early. That should be 5.
Dead ball before the snap. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So the 5-yard penalty pushes it back to about the 39-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9 now for the Phantoms.
I think you'll see the Phantoms continue to run even though they've got 2nd and 9. They're going to give Pittman the ball. Look for him to kind of break inside and then try and find a lane that'll take him out.
It's a little bit of a different look that the offense has given us than what we've seen,
Which is speed-up look that they're giving us, too, if you've noticed that. They're not taking a lot of time, although right now they are as soon as I say this, right?
But I mean, you watch where they're lining up, though. They weren't putting any wide receivers out. Now going out wide to the left is Octavius Matthews, who's normally the fullback. 2 slot players, and here's Pittman up the middle. Head on, and he's down to about the 35, so he's going to pick up about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long now for the Phoebus Phantoms, but they're down to the 35-yard line.
And here comes that speed-up offense I was telling you about. This is a new thing for them, Mike. We haven't seen this all year long.
Oliver under center again this time. There's another handoff to Pittman as he's dragged down just shy of 30. He will be probably the length of the football short of the 1st down.
And, of course, you know that's going to be 4th down, and we're going for territory for the Phantoms. And there they go to the line again, Mike. I think they're trying to wear down this Heritage defense and keep them from getting fresh men in there. They know that Pittman will run and run and run and run and run and run.
Oliver on a keeper to the left, and he picks up about 6 down to the 24-yard line, and that's going to be good for a Phantom 1st down. Caught him a little bit off guard on that one.
Yeah, I think they were looking to Pittman right there, and you just saw Tolliver just kind of slanted off to his left, and you'll see here on the replay, watch this nice block right there by number 62 as he springs that hole loose. And, of course, we talk about number 62 all the time. That's Jamal Earls of Phoebus. He does a great job of getting that hole.
Pittman on the pitch is going to be tackled about a yard loss on the play back to the 26-yard line, or just outside the 25. So that'll bring up 2nd down and a long 10.
And that's something we don't see too often either, is Pittman losing any yardage. The way he bulls that ball through there, he's always picking up yards.
Pittman again up the middle, nothing. He gets to the 25, and that's where he stopped. And looks like the defensive line right there in the middle of the line of scrimmage is doing a pretty good job bottling it up.
They are that, and I'll tell you, you're right, Michael. I've been watching this offense for the Phantoms. They're packing it in tight. They're telling you we're going to run, and we're putting everybody up there to block, and you better be able to stop us because we think we can run over you. Nobody split out. They're all packed right there in the middle.
3rd down now and 10 at the 25. Going back to pass, Tolliver down to the near side deep. It looks like Staten in for the score over the left shoulder, and touchdown Phantom. Oh, that was a perfectly thrown pass. It had to be.
Yes, it did, because there were 3 defenders out there. As much, watch this, as much as Phoebus was saying, we're going to run, Tolliver goes back, has plenty of time, finds his man. Look at this pass right on the numbers, just right there. He throws it anywhere else, and that ball is incomplete. He throws it right between 2 Heritage defenders into Staten's arm. Great pass by Tolliver.
Crimp in for the extra point, trying to tie it up here. Down Kick is up, it's long enough, and it is good. So with 3:41 to go here in the first quarter of play, the Phoebus Phantoms charge right down the field, score, and tie it up.
It's like, okay, we saw what you can do, watch what we can do. And they ran, and they ran, and they ran, and they ran, and they told Heritage they were running, and then boom, Tolliver sits back and puts it. I just am so impressed with his pass and the concentration of Staten as he looked over his right shoulder, saw the ball coming in, and was able to just protect the ball as it came down, cradled it, touchdown. That play, Mike, 9 plays, took 4 minutes, 4 seconds, covered 60 yards, and ended up with the pass to Staten for the touchdown. We are now tied here at Darling Stadium, November the 9th, 2012. Coming to you on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios 23. Whoa.
People got to understand, this is a freshman quarterback.
Yes.
He's only thrown, I don't think he's thrown the ball 30 times the entire season.
And completed most of them and has not thrown an interception.
And that ball was put right where it had to be.
I could have caught that. I could have caught that. And I'm old. And I can't see.
Oh, yeah, you're old.
I can't see.
Here's Crimp with the kickoff to the far corner over there, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it does. So the Heritage Hurricanes, I believe, will take over first and 10 at their own 35.
Man, we could
out of bounds kick.
We could have a game like we had last week, Mike, with Hampton and Phoebus.
Yeah.
Back and forth, back and forth.
That was a heck of a game, too, I'm telling you.
Yes, it was.
Up until the last.
Kick infraction on Phoebus. Kick goes out of bounds. Heritage chooses to put the ball in play on the 35, first down.
I was right, 35. Cool.
Pretty good.
First and 10 for the Heritage Hurricanes. The ball rests at their own 35-yard line. 3:41 to go here in the first quarter play. 7-7 score here at Darling Stadium. The number 2 seed against the number 7 seed here in the Eastern region.
Right now, seed doesn't matter either one of these two teams.
Well, the fact that Heritage made the playoffs this year and did so well is a testament to the coaching staff here at Heritage. Outlaw hands the ball off. I believe that's to number 1 this time.
That's Juwan Patello.
Patello, yeah.
Good blocking by the Heritage Hurricanes. Watch this replay. Now watch as they go right with their blocks. They are getting the whole Phoebus Phantom line off to the right, opening up a nice lane for Patello on the left-hand side. He takes advantage of it and picks up about 4 yards.
Second down and 6 now. Actually, almost 7.
Almost 7.
Yeah, we'll call it second down and 7 now. The ball sits at the 30, just shy of the 38-yard line. Outlaw goes under the center in the I formation. They shift the tight end to the near side. There's a handoff to Abdullah off the right side. Carries a couple of phantom tacklers along the way, all the way out to the, looks like the 43-yard line, and that'll bring up a third down and about 3 for the Hurricanes.
It almost looked like he wasn't doing anything here. He just kind of gliding along, riding along. He's getting some good blocks out front, and he's picking up the yardage when you're not thinking he's getting anything at all.
So third down and 3 here for the Hurricanes.
Abdullah is a good, strong runner. I'm impressed by him. First time I've seen him.
I saw him against the Crabbers, and Hampton was able to, their defense was able to bottle them up pretty good, but their passing game worked a lot for the against the Crabbers back early in the season. There's a snap over the head, and he has to go all the way back and fall on it. He's going to have a big loss as Outlaw is all the way back inside the 25-yard line, and they will, looks like they're going to mark it at the 25. That is a loss.
That's a tough break
about
right
17 yards on the play.
That ball just took off right over his head, and he did the right thing. He just went back and wrapped it up. You don't take any chances that deep in your territory.
Now they're going to set up into punt formation. I believe that might be Outlaw or Abdullah punting.
Kick us away! Kick us away!
That's number 5.
Kick us away! Beat up!
Oh, what a hit! Who took that ball? Was it number 2 on the play? Robbie Robinson got hammered after he tried to get a hold of that ball. Short punt, but the Phantoms will take over in great field position right at midfield.
1 minute and 21 seconds left. It looked there for a minute, Mike, that one of the Phoebus Phantom players was going to get hit by that punt inadvertently. So when it took that bounce, Phoebus had to grab it just to be on the safe side, and Robbie paid the price for that one as he got slammed hard. So let's see what the Phantoms will do as they get a break here. They're at midfield. Again, everything tight.
Handoff to Pittman up the middle. He stood straight up and leans forward and picks up about 3 on the play. By the way, the punter for the Heritage Hurricanes was Damian Holloway.
That number was, again, I apologize if I mispronounced his name, ladies and gentlemen. Juanye Patello. Maybe I'll just call him by the last name, Patello. He's the one that made that hard hit on that last run, and that was a great hit. I mean, he stood Pittman right up.
Now the Phantoms are in the I formation, wide out to the near side. Tolliver pitches the ball again to Pittman. He rolls to the near side. Looks like he breaks free and gets down inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line. And that's a pickup of almost 15 yards on the play. And another Phoebus Phantom first down. I think, in all honesty, they're a better offensive team when they spread it out. When they tried to ball it up like that, Pittman was having a hard time running the ball.
Well, I don't know that Pittman has a hard time running the ball. He likes running it up the middle, but I agree with you. And Phoebus kind of set them up here. If you watch this, they pounded inside. Finally, when they do get outside, Pittman's got room because everybody's protecting against the middle area. And as we know, Pittman's got good speed.
Back in the I formation, there's 2 wideouts to the far side. Pittman again, this time up the middle, nothing going there as he's met by the Hurricanes, number 28 on the play. I don't even have a 28 in here. Let's see. Yeah, I do. It's Darvell Nunnally. 28, that is the defense player that made the play. Officials calling timeout here as we have come to the end of the first quarter of play. At the end of one, it's the Phoebus Phantom 7 and the Heritage Hurricanes 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC, Cox Channel 48, and Verizon Fios Channel 23. And I'd like to let you know that today's game is sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queensway in Hampton, Virginia. Also by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located in Phoebus, serving the community since 1862. By Tidewater Team Sports, located on Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. And the first half sponsor of today's game is Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckle Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home both inside and out. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you live near any of our sponsors, please support them because we really appreciate the fact that they're sponsoring football in the school system, the athletes, the students. It's a great thing that we're getting those sponsors, so we would like you to help sponsor them. Go see the people at Grey Goose. Goose. I can't even say Goose. The Grey Goose. Go see the people at Tidewater Team Sports and Beach Hardware.
There is a flag on the play over on the far side there as Coach Massenberg was on the field, and he is not happy about something over there. Was trying to get a word in with the officials. But as he was walking off the field, the side judge over there threw a flag. I'm not real sure what it's going to be yet, but he'll
there is no foul on the play.
Okay.
Second down.
There you go.
So second down at 10 now as the ball sits at the Heritage 32-yard line. 2 wideouts to the near side in the I formation. Pittman is the tailback. Tolliver back to throw. A little screen pass to the near side, and that's the Phantom number 88, I believe. That's who that was, 88?
That's
Troy
exactly
Durham.
who it is.
And Durham will get down near first down yardage. We'll have to wait to see where they mark it and see if they got the first down. Looks like they're going to give them the first down. So the Phantoms will have a 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Saw the replay right there. Not even a play action. He just took a couple steps back, saw his man in the flats, and hit him right there. Number 88, Durham.
2 for 2 throwing the ball, Tolliver. Here's Pittman on a draw straight up the middle. And and he will be getting inside the 20 down to about the 19, a gain of about 3 on the play for the Phantoms. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 now.
And, Mike, I guess we can get used to that because we know that once in the red zone, the Phantoms are just going to dig it out and bust it up and go right with Pittman as much as they can.
Durham back into, now goes to the wide side, far side of the field. Number 22 is at the near side, and that's Miles Battle. Tolliver hands the ball again up the middle to Pittman, and he hits the hole, and he has hit 3 or 4 times and finally goes down at about the 15. Gain of what looks like to be about 4 yards on the play.
When you see Pittman get hit like this and he keeps on going, you know that he's starting to get into his rhythm. He likes to go to the middle, he likes the contact, and he likes to get that yardage. And the more that happens to him, the stronger he gets. Watch what happens.
Antonio Brown is the fullback on the play. It's Pittman up the middle. I believe it was Pittman.
That's correct.
Not a lot there on the play as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. No, that'll be a 4th down and 3 now. So let's see what the Phantoms do. It looks like they're sending their field goal unit in.
Great job by the Heritage Hurricanes tackle number 52, Ian Giddens, on that last play as he was able to wrap up Pittman and keep him with a short gain.
Dylan Krent will come in now and try to put the Phoebus Phantoms out in front. Looks like this is going to be about a 32-yard field goal attempt. Out of the hole of Tolliver.
Yeah. Got what he wanted.
What did he do?
Dead ball before the snap. Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty. Penalty will be a 1st down.
That'll be enough for a 1st down, absolutely.
Sure will.
Somebody from Heritage jumped offside. I guess the long count on the snap count drew him offside, gives them 5 yards and a 1st down. It's a 1st and goal now as the ball sits right on the 10-yard line. 2 wide outs to the far side in the I formation. Tolliver under center, hands the ball off to Pittman, and down he goes as he will lose about a yard on the play. And I believe that's number 55 on the stop.
That is correct. That's Darian Turner. And he was in there very quickly, and it almost looked like Pittman slipped a little bit, but part of that might have been the fact that Turner was hitting him at the same time.
Yeah, he was also trying to make a move to get around him and may have lost his foot on the field is in absolutely great shape considering this is week number 11 of a season that normally has 3 to 4 games a weekend here. Pitch to Pittman as he turns the ball up to the near side here, and he gets inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line, and that'll only be about a 3-yard pickup, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 7.
Great block by number 4, Tavius Matthews, that time to get Pittman outside. Watch number 4 here at the bottom of your screen hit that block. Pittman's able to get around that corner and get some yardage from that and get him close down. It's a good block by Tavius Matthews as we've got 3rd down now.
Watch the screen pass here.
I don't know.
3rd goal from the 7. I know Heritage has done well stopping the run up the middle. Now Matthews is the fullback with Pittman in the tailback position. There's Pittman following behind Matthews. He's inside. Oh, they're going to say he's down at the 1. And from here, it looked like he stretched and went over the goal line.
He stretched and went over, but I think his knees or his legs hit the ground before he could get the ball over. Let's watch it here from our great camera crew right there. You can see it, knees down. I tell you what, when you want to find out what's going on, just take a look at one of our camera shots because we've got somebody down there doing that.
They set the ball down just inside the 2-yard line, and it is 4th down as the Phantoms are going to go for it. Again, in the I formation. And Tolliver will keep it on. He fumbles the ball in the end zone, and it's recovered by the Heritage Hurricanes. Question is was he across the line before he fumbled?
I think they're saying he might have been. We'll find out. They're talking a lot.
They're going to mark it outside. They're going to give it to – they're going to say they stopped him short of the 1st down or the goal line. It wasn't a fumble recovery because it was a fourth down. So the fourth down conversion for the Phantoms is no good, and the ball is sitting now just inside of the Heritage 1. The length of the football shy of being on the goal line.
Timeout. Blue.
So Phoebus will call a timeout, and there's the coach down there wanting an explanation as to what the call was. And without us being able to see, it looked like Tolliver took the snap and went across the left guard position and went straight down when he took off running. You see the replay again. Watch him start to go down.
Not sure.
See him going down, and then the ball just shoots out there. So I'm not sure how the referee saw where the ball landed.
I don't either. I don't understand that.
Either way, good defense that time by Heritage as they stop the Phantoms shy of the goal line, and they will take over 1st and 10. I tell you what, they're in pretty bad shape right now inside the 1 yard line.
Whew. So I guess they're saying that when Tolliver came across, the ball went down and touched right in front of the goal line, and that's where it's going to be down. Interesting. Well, let's see what Heritage can do here. They're backed up into their own end zone with 7 minutes and a half left in the first half.
Outlaw under center. Trying to draw the Phantoms offside. Not going to happen. He'll takes the snap, hands the ball off to the tailback. Nothing doing there. He might have got back to the 1, and that's about it. And I believe that was Abdullah on the carry. Gain of maybe a half a yard at the most. Looks like we'll see where they're going to mark it at.
Yeah, he tried to come right off that tackle, and the Phoebus defense just grabbed him and said, "You're not going anywhere. Stay right here."
Marked it on about the 2 yard line. So it's 2nd down and 9 from their own 2.
That gives them a little bit of breathing room right there. Let's see what they can do with that.
Split wide, 2 wide outs on either side in the I formation. Outlaw keeps it straight up the middle. Nothing going there as he's down right at about the line of scrimmage. Looks like he actually may have lost about a yard.
Yeah, he should have lost about a yard because what happened, Mike, he took the ball and then started to his left. You'll see it on the replay here. Look at him. He slides to his left. He's going to his left and falls right down as the Phantoms come right in. And I'm sorry the number was blocked there and I couldn't see that.
A loss of a yard on the play. It's 3rd down and 10 now. And unless they could pick up a long first down here, they're going to be punting out of the deep end of the end zone.
Yep, and don't look for a pass down here either. But
2 wide outs, split wide on either side in the I formation.
Well, here I tell you not to look for one.
Number 44, Charles Harrison, will be short by about 2 yards of the first down to the 9, but it gives them a little bit of breathing room down there.
That was a gutsy call that deep in your own territory to throw a pass. I commend the coach on that.
As it looks like the punting unit will come in now for the Hurricanes.
There you see the ground level shot. Phoebus all over that one. They weren't going anywhere.
Well, they picked up about 8 on the play, and it got them away from the goal line. So a little bit of room now for the punter, number 5. That's Damian Holloway.
Phoebus with a chance for some good field position as their returners will line up at about the Heritage 45-yard line.
Staten in battle deep for Phantoms. There's Staten, takes the ball out about the 38, comes to the near side, breaks a couple of tackles, and is able to get all the way down inside the 25, near the 20. And that's where the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. That's where they mark it. Nice run back by State.
What a great recovery. Right here he's trapped. He's got 3 or 4 or 5 men around him. He gets to a corner seam, gets a nice little block there by lane number 9 that gives him enough room to spring it down the sidelines for some more yardage. Nice recovery by State. Dangerous young man when he gets the ball in his hands.
Fletcher wide to the right. Durham wide to the left. Handoff is to the fullback, straight up the middle. And what a battle he's doing there. I believe that's number 36 on the play, Tyrick Jones.
That indeed is Mr. Tyrick Jones, number 36.
His first carry on the night, and he's down near the 10-yard line.
And you notice on that one, Mike, All he did was keep the legs moving, keep the legs moving. Watch him get this ball. He's got some good blocking up front here. He hits all. Now watch these legs. Watch the legs. Moving, driving. He's just going forward the whole time, pulling everybody with him.
Moving. You sound like that little cartoon character. Here he is again as he gets inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line, and a 1st and goal for the Phoebus Phantoms. Nice run that time off the left side.
Tyrick Jones, number 36, showing you what he can do here, giving Pittman a little bit of a rest.
Matthews back in the game.
You know, you key on Pittman. You have to. You have to key on Pittman. But everybody forgets about people like Jones and people like DeQuan Lane. Matthews when he gets in there.
Look at
these guys
was this the old elephant setup?
Oh, yes.
Used to be? And it looks like the lead rusher got the ball, but he didn't get anything.
That was Pittman.
No, it wasn't Pittman on the ball.
Who was it? 54?
It was 54. It was 54. The lead fullback.
You know who that was.
Yeah, that's Kevin Lyles.
Yes, sir.
And nothing going there. He'll lose about a yard back to a 3. So 2nd down and goal now for the Phantoms. Right back where they were a little while ago. And it's a fast-moving second quarter. We're down to 3:30 to go here in the second quarter. Still 7-7 tie here.
And Lyles back in that backfield again.
And here is Pittman. He breaks off the left, goes in for the score. As the Phantoms are now out in front, 13-7. And they will set it up now to kick the extra point, try to add on that 14th point as Dylan Crimp now comes in to attempt the extra point.
Here you see the handoff, and Lyles right in front of him. Lyles giving him some great blocks, just clearing the hole in front of him. And all Pittman has to do is just kind of walk right in there and knock some people over and get into the end zone.
Here's Dylan Crimp out of the hole of Tolliver. Ball will be set down at about the 10-yard line. Extra point attempt is up. It's long enough and straight enough, and it's good. So with 3:19 to go here in the second quarter of play, the Phoebus Phantoms out in front 14-7.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 23 on November the 9th, 2012. The score, Phoebus 13, Heritage 7. This is the first round of playoffs for Division 5. And here we see the replay. Pittman get the ball. Look at 54, Lyles right there in front of him. He just clears the way, and then Pittman just goes into the end zone for the score.
He just did make it, too.
Well, he got it by a couple of steps. That's all you need. Pittman does a good job of that.
Dylan Crimp will lay it up there at the 40, and he'll set it up to the near side hash mark this time, and he will kick it off from there. What you got there?
I got the quick play here for that drive. Was 3 plays, a minute and 42 seconds, 20 yards. That coming on a great return by Staten, and the fact that they had pinned Heritage down in their own end zone gave them a little bit of a break and allowed them to take this lead here with 3:19 to go in the second quarter.
Right down to the middle of the field, taken right at about the 17-yard line, and right straight up the middle for the Heritage Hurricanes is Marcus Van Hook, number 12. He will get outside the 35, and that's where they will set it up, 1st and 10.
And Heritage, I know, feeling a whole lot better about this field position as last time they had a long field in front of them. They got a little bit shorter field in front of them now this time as they'll come out here. And we'll see what they do. They've been mixing it up all day. Here's the kick. Dylan Crimp kicks it up there, and Van Hook gets it, goes right up the middle. Really kind of outruns his blockers when he gets hit by the Phoebus line. There's Coach Blunt for the Phantoms. He's led this team to a perfect season so far of 10-0.
Outlaw under center, 2 wideouts to the near side in the I formation. Fake the handoff, and he's going to get plastered in the backfield. As guess who? Mr. Staten sacks the quarterback for about a 5-yard loss. That will bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Heritage Hurricanes.
Staten was in there along with number 74. You'll see him come around through here, and that's Mark Wilson, number 74, the defensive end. And they just run off their blocks and get to the quarterback, and that's a big loss right there, 5 yards.
Outlaw took a pretty good size hit on that one, too. Dickie Van Dyke.
I remember that show.
High formation, 2 wide outs to the near side. There's a handoff, I believe, to that number 2. Yeah, that's Abdullah. Nothing doing there as he get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah,
3rd down and 15 for the Heritage Hurricanes. I'm surprised Heritage has not attempted to pass them.
Well, they will. That was number 26 for the Phantoms, Malik Hawkins, that got in there and grabbed him by the feet and kind of brought him down. He kind of slid around. It looked like he was sliding into second base and grabbing the base as he went along. And he got the feet of the man and brought him right down. Good play by Malik Hawkins, number 26 for the Phantoms.
3rd and 15. Ball sits at the Heritage Hurricanes 30-yard line. A minute and 48 seconds as the clock continues to run here towards the end of the second quarter play. Phoebus might want to consider taking a timeout here.
Yeah, fast game here so far.
Well, the second quarter has really took off. It looks like there's going to be a delayed game now on Heritage. That's going to cost them another
delayed
5.
Game offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
The 3rd down and 20 now for Heritage, as Pittman now will go into the lineup defensively. Looks like he's going to play middle linebacker, and that's where he's setting up. In the shotgun is Outlaw, 4 wideouts, and there's going to be another 5-yard penalty because Abdullah, who's lined up or set up out there as a wide receiver, moved.
Before the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So Heritage is all of a sudden heading in the wrong direction. They're heading backwards. 3rd down now, 25 after a loss of 5 on a sack and the 2 5-yard penalties in a row now.
I know Coach Massenberg's not happy about that, to see his team go back 15 yards.
Pass over the middle complete. Out near the 39-yard line. He's going to be well short of the 1st down. Good pickup that time. 18-yard pickup on the pass play, and it'll be about 7 yards shy of the 1st down. As it's down to 45 seconds, and we'll have to wait and see what Heritage will set up here. I'm surprised Phoebus is not calling timeout, and they finally do.
Nice pass.
Timeout. Phoebus.
Nice pass by Outlaw there to get back a whole lot of that yardage.
You bet your bippy they're going to be doing a whole lot more of that in the second half, because I think that's one of the strong points of Heritage's offense, is to being able to throw the ball across the middle like that. But Hampton tried it too last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and that ball was really to the outside here, Mike, and we've seen Phoebus's secondary shut down the pass all the time. So people say they're susceptible to it. I don't think they're susceptible to the pass. I think they don't have to worry about the pass because they know how good they are in the secondary, and just makes people think they're a little lackadaisical, and all of a sudden, boom.
39 seconds to go here before halftime. Phoebus getting set up now to receive the punt, and they still have a timeout left. So let's see what the Phantoms will try to do here to try to get some more points on the board here before halftime.
And folks, don't forget you can watch us on Sunday, November the 11th at 6 p.m. and Tuesday, November the 13th at 8:30 a.m. and p.m., November the 15th at 6 a.m. and p.m., and November 23rd at 12 p.m. and 12 a.m.
They are not going to punt the ball. They're setting up to run the offense here. Outlaw under center, 2 wideouts in the I formation. They're trying to get him to jump offside, and I thought they did. Wow.
He caught himself just in time.
Timeout, offense.
Well, Heritage calls timeout after trying to get him to jump offside, and I guess they're going to put the punt team in now. And here comes Holloway as he will punt it away. Well, you know, they tried to get an extra 5 yards out of that.
Yeah, and you know, call me crazy, but you know, you got 39 seconds. You run around in the backfield a little bit. You wait for the receivers to get down there. You throw the ball. Even if you don't make it, you don't have a whole lot of time left. Heritage 4 for 4 in passing, and Phoebus 2 for 2. Pittman has 10 carries and 34 yards so far. Abdullah has 4 carries and 22 yards.
Kick us away!
Line drive kick to Staten, and he lets it go by as it's rolling down, and it will be down just inside of the Phantoms' 25-yard line. 29 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play as the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front 14-7 over the Hurricanes.
A tight game here at Darling Stadium in the playoffs of Division 5. Heritage and Phoebus, no strangers to one another, as they played a one-point game earlier in the year. Phoebus won that one by basically a point after. And right now they're in a tight battle with the Hurricanes with 29 seconds to go. I see them just kind of, just put this ball down. Let's go into the...
Looks like they're setting up to run an offense here. 3 wideouts, 2 to the near in the I formation. Pittman is in the backfield, and Tolliver will go back to throw. Throws the ball deep over the middle, and the ball was intercepted by the Hurricanes. I believe that's number 12 on the play, Marcus Van Hook, and the ball was thrown deep. And it will be 1st and 10 as the Heritage Hurricanes will take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Well, Tolliver goes back on this one. He's got plenty of protection in the backfield, but I'm not quite sure that receiver is what you would call open. He's double covered, and this time, unfortunately, Tolliver put the ball in the hands of the wrong man.
That's his first interception of the year, too, by the way, folks. Not bad for 11 games.
Yeah, pretty good.
1st and 10 as we had 18 seconds left, and let's see what Heritage will now do as they have 4 wideouts.
Well, I'm with you on this. You're going to have 2 plays here. Throw it like they did earlier. And of course, 3 rushers on Phantoms. They're playing for the pass.
Tolliver to pass the ball. That's short to Abdullah at the 46-yard line, incomplete. 4 seconds ticked off of the clock. Now it's down to 14 seconds to go before halftime.
3-man rush for the Phantoms that time, as they were pretty well certain that Heritage is going to come out throwing with just a little bit of time left here in the first half.
Yep.
But the receiver was still fairly open there, Mike.
Well, he was. It was just a bad pass.
Well, it was thrown behind him.
Right. Well, that's a bad pass.
Yeah, it is. Unless you're behind it.
Unless you got your arm that can reach that far back and snag it, but I don't think so. So 2nd and 10 from the 41. 2 wideouts to the near side in the I formation. And Hook in motion. Let's see, it's going to be a delay of game called against Heritage.
For the snap, that ball foul, delay of game, offense. Be 5-yard penalty.
Like the referee's voice, it's deep.
Yeah. Heritage piling up a lot of penalties here in the second quarter.
Yeah, mostly mistakes. 5 yards here, 5 yards there. Motion, jump offside, that type of deal. Van Hook in motion again. 1 receiver to the near side. I formation. Screen pass, and there is a flag down. As a matter of fact, there's 2 flags down. Pick up maybe about 3 on the play, and that's it, as we're down to 4 seconds to go, but there's 2 flags there.
Holding maybe?
A hold and play against Heritage, and that's pretty much going to do it.
4 seconds on the clock.
Here's the play. It's a nice setup screen as he rolls right, turns right around, and hits number 2, Abdullah, with a little screen pass that gets him maybe a couple of yards.
Like Malik Hawkins kind of coming off the field. He hurt his shoulder.
During the play, holding, offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, repeat 2nd down.
Malik Hawkins comes off the field a little bit shaken up here. It looks like the trainer is with him right now. So the penalty pushes Heritage way back to, it looks like, the 20-yard line. And that will bring up a 2nd down, and no doubt they'll just down the ball here. So they let the clock run out, and that's it, as we're end of the first half of play here at Darling Stadium. So at the end of 1 half of play, it is the Phoebus Phantoms 14 and the Heritage Hurricanes 7. I tell you what a nice played first half. I mean, the first quarter was wide open. I mean, quick stripes by both teams, and then after that, it kind of settled down a little bit. The Phantoms had a 1st and goal and was stopped. And Heritage took over, went 4 and out and had to punt, and the Phantoms were able to get in there to score the touchdown to take a 14-7 lead at the half.
And there you see, not real happy Coach Blunt right there, rather serious about this. Only ahead by 7 points going into halftime here.
Hard hitting in this game, and I'll tell you what, Heritage is a good 6-4 team, I'll tell you.
Yes, they're a very good 6-4 team. And like we said, they played Phoebus toe-to-toe before, so Phoebus knows they're in for a game here. And I like what you said, that first quarter, it was back and forth, back and forth. They were just hitting each other, and I thought we were going to end up having a high-scoring game the way that started out.
And we talked about that. Okay, so at the end of the first half of play, the Phoebus Phantoms 14, the Heritage Hurricanes 7.
You're watching LSC, Cox Channel 48, Verizon Fios Channel 23.
Stay tuned for second half action. We'll be right back. All right, back here as we get ready to start the second half of play. As you can see, the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front 14-7. All right, back here at Darling Stadium. Again, 14-7 as the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front of Heritage Hurricanes. And it was really a good, tough battle there in the first half.
Yeah, it was a really interesting battle, Mike. For a moment there, you and I both thought that this was going to turn into a scoring game back and forth because they just kept going back and forth. So it was very, very interesting. Then it kind of settled down more to a defensive battle.
Why don't we look at some of the first half replays here?
All right, here you go. Heritage, Outlaw, back to pass. He hits Harrison for 10 yards. Nice little pass. Now we have Outlaw again. This time he goes to Seiler for 32 yards. Nice catch. Look at the run after this as he picks up yardage all the way into the end zone as Heritage picks up their score. Now we look at Pittman, the runner from the Phantoms. He sweeps to the left, picks up about 4 or 5 yards on a nice little run. Now you're going to see Tolliver throw the ball. 35 yards to who? Look at the pinpoint pass there to Richie Staten for the touchdown. Now we're going to look at a mistake here. The ball sails over Outlaw's head. He goes all the way back, a loss of about 16 yards. Then Tolliver with a little flare. Out to Roy Durham, picks up some good yardage. Then you just hand it to Pittman. He drives and falls 5 yards. And then again, Pittman. This time he lays out so close to the goal line, but just short. Now, Heritage kicks off. Staten gets it. He's stopped. He looks for some room. He finds it along the sideline as he picks up good yardage, putting Phoebus down around the 20. Then Tyreek Jones driving, carrying the Heritage Hurricanes with him for yardage. And then you give the ball to Pittman when you want to get it into the end zone. And that he does as he follows Lyles right into pay dirt. Now Heritage quarterback, Outlaw, sacked by Staten as he comes from behind and brings it to the ground. But Outlaw, not tempted by anything, throws the little flare pass out to number 5, Holloway, as they begin to pick up more yardage and move the ball downfield. And then here you're seeing history, ladies and gentlemen. Tolliver puts it up, and for the first time in 11 games, he's picked off by number 12 for the Heritage Hurricanes as Terrell Tolliver throws his first interception of the year. Woo! I didn't think I'd ever see that, and was hoping I wouldn't. My goodness.
Yeah, so it was pretty much all Phoebus really in the second quarter, but they got all the way down to the goal line. It was stopped on the goal inside the 1 yard line. 4 plays later, Heritage had to punt the ball, and they were again. Phoebus had short field position at that point and took it right in for the score at 14-7. Let's look at our halftime stats now as Andy will put them up on the board and tell you what, this is shows how good this defense was in the first half. Look at that.
This is a shocker.
Passing yards for Heritage 18. Phoebus had 35. And by the way, that 18, they were 4 for 4 throwing in the first half. Rushing yards, Heritage has got the leading rusher in the district. Over 1,600 yards on the year was held to, I believe, 23. But with the sacks and stuff, it ended up being where they were held to 10 yards total positive yards rushing in the first half. And the Phoebus Phantoms had not a lot more. They usually have a lot more than that. But total yardage, 117 to 28. Penalties has been a big factor here for the Hurricanes. And here's the kickoff and a little pooch kick as it's taken over right at the 40-yard line. I'm not sure who ended up getting the ball, but Heritage, I guess they were trying to see if the Phantoms were going to get caught off guard there.
Not paying attention. And, Mike, one of the numbers that stuck out in the stats there, 128 total yards was all Phoebus had, but only, 28 for Heritage?
It was for a team that has a player that had 1,600 yards rushing in 10 games. I mean,
and the other team had 1,500.
Right. So defensive have done a good job tonight here. So the Phoebus Phantoms will take over first and 10 at their own 41-yard line to start the third quarter of play here. There's a handoff to Pittman, and nothing doing there as he's brought down for a loss of about 3 on the play back to the 38.
Yeah, Heritage is playing Pittman tough. Michael Hunt, number 37, the defensive end for Heritage, right in on that play, and he's not letting Pittman go anywhere. But, Mike, they're going to be stuck on Pittman all night long. I mean, this is the guy that Phoebus goes to, and you and I both know what happens to Phoebus in the second half. They get a little bit better. Pittman takes the ball a little bit more. Pittman's going to run. Heritage knows that.
That's right.
They know that, and they're ready for it. Let's see what they can do with it.
Second down and 13 after the loss. There's a handoff to the first back. Who is that?
Matthews.
That Matthews, number 4. Yep, nice pickup of about 12 as he's all the way to midfield. It'll be about a yard shy of the first down, so they'll make it third down and 1 for the Phantoms.
I think that's a great play for the Phoebus Phantoms, and they're going to have to mix it up like this a little more often. Heritage is zeroed in, like I said a minute ago, on Pittman. And when you've got your eyes on him, you're going to have that split second where you've got to change it up to go to somebody else. And that split second can give that other runner an opening in the hole.
Matthews split over here to the near side. There's a handoff to Pittman as he breaks a couple of tackles. He's outside. He's inside the 35 down near the 30. We'll have to see where they mark. They're going to mark him going out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and that's a pickup of 15 yards and a Phantom first down.
And this is what Pittman likes. He starts out inside, then he looks for an outside lane. When he finds it, he takes off. Look at him just push away the tackler right there. He just stiff arms him and puts him on the ground.
So first and 10 Phantoms at the 35-yard line.
Phoebus coming out hard and strong here in the second half, ladies and gentlemen.
And off again to Pittman on the same play to the far side. He picks up about 5, and let's see where they end up marking him. It looks like he's going to go down to about the 29-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 6 on the play for the Phantoms. That'll bring up second down and 4.
Whew. Pittman,
well, you know, they came out here and they lined up the same way they did against Hampton, and they put Matthews in as the fullback. And Matthews out of the game now. Going back in is 36, Jones. So now we're looks like Jones. Pittman is a single back. He will take the handoff and go straight up the middle. He's going to pick up maybe a yard at best down near the 28-yard line. He's still going to be a couple yards shy of a Phantom first down. He needs to get down to the 25.
Yeah, that Heritage defense, Mike, still not intimidated by the offensive line of the Phantoms, and we've seen them all year long just blow away opponents left and right, and they're not being able to do that right now.
Phoebus Phantoms on the opening drive here of the second half. Wide out on either side. There's a pitch out to Pittman as he cuts it back inside and looking to block by the wide receiver. And there is a flag down. Pittman's going to go into the end zone, but there's going to be a flag against the Phoebus Phantom wide receiver on the block here, all the way out here on the 22-yard line.
Was that a hold or a block in the back there, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold. Let's see what the call is. By the way, while we got the minute waiting on the referee, here's the replay, by the way.
Let's see if we see anything here. Here's the pitch to Pittman. This time he's just straight going outside. He hits that edge.
He'll be right
Once he hits the edge, he gets a good block. I didn't see anything there.
Nope.
Look at him tear away from that.
It's a nice run, too.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the penalty. Repeat third down.
Just to let everybody know right now, you probably will hear it before I have said it because this has been tape delayed, obviously. But at the half over at Todd Stadium, the Hampton Crabbers are out in front, 27-0 over the Norcom Greyhounds.
That's a good job by the Hampton Crabbers.
They will, it looks to me like they will advance unless they really fall apart, but don't see that by Mike Smith team. Second down now after the penalty. It's going to be second down and about 7. Oliver back to throw all the time in the world. Pulls it up, takes off, and gets to the outside. He will pick up a first down and is forced out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Let's see. We'll have to wait and see where they mark it. Looks like at about the 21. Nice run by Tolliver on that play.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was partially set up by the fact that he was intercepted the first time, but he did the smart thing here. Nobody was open downfield. Heritage, give them credit. They had everything covered. And Tolliver decides not to try and force the issue. He takes it himself and picks up what yardage he can. Smart move by the freshman.
The first and 10 at the 21-yard line. There's a handoff to Matthews, number 4, straight up the middle. And he will pick up about 3 as he gets inside the 20 down near the 18-yard line. A little fullback action on the play.
Tavius Matthews in there, giving number 36, Tyrick Jones, a little bit of a rest. Tell you what, Matthews does a good job when he's in there at fullback, so don't discount him. He's got good speed.
He did an outstanding job last week when the Phantoms played the Hampton Crabbers in the last game of the season. This is the lineup that they use a lot against Hampton right here. Over the middle, wide open, and that is Staten again as he leaps and scores for the Phoebus Phantoms. What a nice touch on Tolliver.
Is there anything the Staten can't catch?
He was just standing there waiting for it to come down, and he jumps up and takes it away from the Heritage player, and 6 points.
Back to himself. Tolliver just threads the needle and puts that one right where he needs to that time. He's not gun shy. You get intercepted once, hey, you go right back to it, and he did it. Nice pass, wonderful catch by Staten. That kid Staten is just something.
Here's the extra point attempt by Kremp. Plenty of distance and straight enough, and it's good. So 8:17 to go, third quarter action here. It is now the Phoebus Phantoms 21 and the Heritage Hurricanes 7.
Once again, go ahead.
I was trying to find out how many yards it was. Let's see if we can figure out where the line of scrimmage was here.
Yeah, well, here's the pass. You can see Tolliver looking. Look how nice he sets that up there. He knows it's going to have to be up. He knows that Staten's going to have to go for it. Staten knows he's going to have to go up for it. Both of them were thinking along the same lines, and that's what you need between a quarterback and a receiver. A 59-yard drive. 8 plays, 3 minutes, 41 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Channel 23. And I'd like you to know that the second half of tonight's game is sponsored by Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172. That's 685-3172. And tonight's third quarter, the sponsors of that quarter are Kaufman and Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman and Knowles. And when we get a little time here later, I'll give you some more of our sponsors as we get ready for this kickoff.
It is Kremp as he's got it teed up at the 40-yard line, and here we go. Straight down the middle of the field. Picked up by Abdullah, and nothing doing there. What outstanding kickoff coverage by the Phoebus Phantoms. And he will be lucky to get the ball back to the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 19. So Heritage will take over for their first offensive play here. Watch the replay here. Not a lot of yards on this one.
Not a lot of yards.
Picks it up at the 15, and he gets to the Actually, he ends up going to the 20, then back to the 19. So that's where the ball will be marked at the 19, first and 10.
Darius Knight Elliott, number 80, standing there, gets to make that stop. And Abdul was just recently named the Peninsula District one of the punt returners and kickoff returners.
They've had him bottled up big time here in this game. In motion, Van Hook. Outlaw pitches the ball.
There we go.
Abdullah, nothing going there. Guess who got the tackle? Mr. Matthews. As he is tackled shy, it looks like about a 4-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, number 2 in there for the Phantoms as well, Robbie Robinson. And Robinson in there. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but I tell you what, when you see the ball, look around. Number 2 is going to be close in there no matter where that ball is. He's basically the free safety. And that young kid is all over the place. Let me tell you that right now.
2 wide outs to the near side in the I formation. And Hook in motion to the far side. Outlaw takes the snap, hands the ball off to Abdullah, comes to the near side, breaks the tackle to 30, 35, and is forced out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 12 on the play for Abdullah. One of his better runs of the game so far tonight, and that's a first down for Heritage.
That was an excellent run by Abdullah. As you watch the replay, the Heritage line blocks down on Phoebus, gets him going the wrong way, and that opens up a crease on the outside. And once again, who's around the play at the end?
Yep.
Number 2, Robinson.
I believe that was Staten that was just a little bit short of getting him in the backfield that time. And that making a dive for a play. 3 wide outs, 2 to the near side. Here comes Van Hook to the nil, and another delay of game. Boy, that was a fast 25 seconds.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That last touchdown pass, Mike, from Tolliver on Phoebus's score. Tolliver now just 3 for 4. Just 3 for 4. But guess where 2 of the passes have gone?
Staten, both for touchdowns.
Both for touchdowns. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. By the way, Pittman has carried 22 times now for 76 yards. Watch him start piling it up.
Outlaw this time pitches to Abdullah as he cuts to the outside, and he is near the original line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about 6 or 7 on the play, and they'll mark it at about the 37-yard line. That'll bring up a second down and 9 now for the Hurricanes.
I don't know who they were, Michael, but on that play, the key was a 2-man block on Staten on the outside. That's why Abdullah was able to get around. If they had not double blocked Staten, he wouldn't have had anywhere to go.
Back to pass. Outlaw being flushed out of the pocket. Still looking. There's a pass. It was intended for, is it 44 on the play?
I believe it was. I see the 4.
That's Turner.
And I think it's 44. Wouldn't that be Harrison?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. Yes, it is Harrison.
Okay.
And it's incomplete. 3rd down and 9. Pass was a little bit wide. Outlaw had a lot of time to get that one off, though.
He really did. He was chased in the backfield several times, but he was able to get out of it with no problem. Good young movement back there.
3rd down and 9. Back to pass. Really flushed out of the pocket, running to the near side. He's throwing as he's getting ready to throw it, and they're going to call that an incomplete pass. Oh, they're going to actually say he was down there. Ooh.
Harry Lewis, number 70, relentlessly chasing the quarterback. Outlaw. Watch number 7 behind you there. He keeps coming, keeps coming, keeps coming. Boom.
Yes,
got
it
him
was.
right there.
Outlaw got hit hard on that play. So Holloway will come in and try to punt the ball away now. 4th down and 9. Staten back deep for the Phantoms. Ooh, that one almost went over his head. And a bad kick to the near side here. Gets a good bounce, but the Phantoms are going to have outstanding field position outside their own 40-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10. With 6:02 to go here, 3rd quarter action, the Phantoms up in front 21-7.
Actually, the Heritage was lucky they got a nice roll out of that, Mike, to put it back there. Probably should have been out before it went over the 50.
I would say it was only about a 10-yard punt, and it took a nice long bounce, but it was definitely off the foot there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, real quickly here, we want to let you know that another one of our sponsors for today's game is the Grey Goose Restaurant on West Queensway in Hampton. The Grey Goose with great food.
There is a flag by the how many players does Heritage have? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, about 62. Wow.
For the snap.
Heritage has got 12
Substitution
players on the
infraction,
field.
Defense. Be 5-yard penalty, still first down.
12 players on the field.
They still got 12 on the field.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
They still got 12 on the field.
There goes the player off to the side.
He's still on the field.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
He doesn't
7,
know.
8, 9, 10.
He's still on the field. He was still on the field.
And they didn't throw a flag either.
No.
He never got off of the field. He's off now, but
He still had 5 yards to go before he got off the field when they ran the play.
the player running the ball that time was Daquan Lane, too, by the way.
That's a man we saw have a great game this year, didn't we? Tell you what. Number 9 is something to be reckoned with. If you haven't seen him run before, ladies and gentlemen, if he gets a few shots here, you need to watch him.
1st and 10 for the Phantoms inside Heritage territory at their 49-yard line. Hand off straight up the middle again to Lane. Looking at stutter step from one side to the other and pick up 10 yards. Looks like they're only going to give him 9, though, just shy of the 40.
10 yards. They're only going to give him 9. They'll take
Well, I
that
tell you
9.
what, I thought he fell forward, but let's see where they actually mark it. They're going to mark it at the 40, so he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. Look at the movement here.
We liked him when we saw the game he played in, and I tell you what, he got over 150 yards, I believe, and just kept moving and moving and moving and had some great long runs. He's got plenty of speed, but he can move through a line and just keep going.
There he is again, coming to the near side as he's dragged down by number 44 on the play, Harrison. He gets down, he gets about 3 on the play, and that's going to be good enough for a Phantom first down to the 38-yard line.
And they're lucky that's all he got, they being Heritage, because if Charles Harrison, number 44, hadn't have brought him down, he had some room out there. And we know with his speed, he'd have picked up about 10 yards. If he'd have got past Harrison right here, there's a lot of green
shirt
out there.
tail. 2 wide outs, 1 split wide to the right. Lane again straight up the middle, following the lead blocker, and he is going to pick up about 6 on the play.
Look how quick he hits the holes, Mike. Number 9 on your screen, Daquan Lane. Watch how quickly he gets into the hole created here. Bam! And once he gets there, look at his legs. Keeps moving and moving and moving. I love that kid.
Same lineup here. Split wide outs. Lane by himself, and here's the pass over the middle. A slant pass is completed to the Phantoms, number 80, I believe that is. And that is Darius Knight Elliott, as he will get a first down on the play. Or was that 88? Was it 80 or 88? I'm sorry. No, it's Troy Durham then.
Tell you, Tolliver was lucky he didn't get intercepted right there. Number 4 for Heritage, Samari Wright, was right there, and he had thoughts about coming up quickly on that one. And I've seen this and heard that this kid has some good speed, and if he'd have got there, it would have been good for Phoebus.
Lane again fighting his way down near the 20. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 21. Pickup of a yard on the play as we continue to run clock here in the third quarter of play, 3:30 to go.
Well, this is where Phoebus likes to be. They're 14 points up on their opponent. They've got a stable of horses they can run out there. You've got Pittman. You've got Tyrick Jones. You've got Lane. You've got Atavius Matthews. You got all sorts. You can even put Ricky Staten in there. He does everything else. You've got Badger, number 11. You just let these guys run. And that's where Phoebus wants to be. Wear you out in the last half.
Oliver back to throw over the middle.
Got it.
It's complete at the 9-yard line, and I believe that is, again, 88 on the play.
That is correct.
Troy Durham. as that's going to bring up a 1st and goal now for the Phoebus Phantoms, and they are on a roll.
Watch Tolliver. He's got his eyes on his receiver. He knows who he wants the whole time. As soon as Durham makes that break to be open, bam, Tolliver with the quick pass, a bullet right in there. Good job by Tolliver, the freshman quarterback. Guys, what are we going to see when he's a sophomore, a junior, a senior?
He's got to have the receivers. I'll tell you what, though, he's as a freshman, he's his completion rate has got to be outstanding.
It's phenomenal.
Here's Lane with a handoff inside the 5. He still is. He's down to about the 4. So 2nd goal from the 4 now for the Phantoms as they continue to eat up the clock here and gain yardage at the same time.
If you're at home and you're watching this and you're watching the running backs, especially on Phoebus, you see the same thing among all their running backs. They go up the middle and they just keep driving and driving and driving and driving. Of course, one of the things is they've got that front line. And right now, the offensive line for Phoebus is beginning to fire off on the defensive line. And they're getting that surge that's opening holes. You got people like Pittman and Lane and others that get to that hole quickly. And they're just going to drive it on you the whole time. But they all keep going.
There goes Tolliver up the middle. Lane again up
Pittman.
the middle. Is it Pittman?
Pittman.
Like he's going to be a little short of the goal line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal from inside the 1.
Watch Pittman. They'll give it to him, and he likes, this is what he likes. He likes just going right in the middle of that line when he gets close to the goal, and he just wants to bull everybody over and take it right into pay dirt. And I'll guarantee you they're going to give it to him again.
If he's in there. Watch him give the ball to number 54 straight up the middle.
That wouldn't surprise me either. They might go with the elephant.
See if Lyles gets the ball.
He's lining up like it.
Inside to 1, 3rd and goal.
He's also a good
Tolliver
blocker.
on a keeper. And he is in for the score. Tolliver takes it a yard in for the score, and the Phoebus Phantoms extend their lead now to 27-7.
Here's Tolliver. I really thought they'd give it to Pittman, and probably everybody else did too. And all Tolliver does is lean over his center, Tyrick Bailey, and just goes in for the score.
Rip now in to kick the extra point.
I guess the easiest thing to do is go from point A to point B by going straight forward, isn't it?
Working right now.
Yes, it is.
Rimp's kick up long enough, and it is good. So Phoebus 28-7 with 1:12 to go. And folks, we have a freshman named Tolliver that's taken over this game. He's been involved in 3 of the 4 touchdowns.
And he's just a freshman. So if you're watching this, remember, you're going to see him for another 3 years. And he's going to be playing for a team that is a 4-time state champion. That last drive, Mike, 9 plays, 60 yards in 4 minutes and 48 seconds with a 1-yard run by the young freshman, Tolliver.
Now let's see. Tolliver has got 2 passes to state and 1 for 35 yards for a score. And 1, the last one he had, I'm not sure, I think it was 30 yards in the neighborhood for another score, and then he runs this one in. So Pittman has 1 touchdown tonight. Tolliver has accounted for 3 of them.
And the game's not over yet. We still got a quarter and a minute to go. Does that sound right? A quarter and a minute to go?
Yeah,
1 full quarter and 1 minute to go.
The 4th quarter is Crimp kicking the ball off, a little skip, quick kick right in the middle. It's wide open, and I believe the Phantoms are actually going to get the ball.
I think you're right. They'll have to undo the pile, but I saw a blue jersey right on top of that ball.
And there goes the flag.
Well, they're going to have a discussion about it here. Let's see what they say.
It looks to me like well, either way, it looks like it's going to be Phantoms ball because the Phantoms look like they recovered the kick, and they do. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Phoebus Phantoms. Now we have to wait and see what the flag is. Let's see.
Kick is recovered by Phoebus during the play. Personal foul. Blue. Be first down, Phoebus.
They'll mark off a 15-yard penalty against the Phantoms, but they're still going to maintain possession. Should be 1st and 10 right at midfield. So another good field position to start a drive. They're going to mark it at the Heritage 49-yard line.
Phoebus lined up and ready to go. Again, using that no huddle offense here every now and then, Mike.
3 wide outs to the far side in the I formation. Tolliver back the throw. Looking. Now he tucks it, takes off running. Breaks a tackle, and he's out to about the 45-yard line. It looks like we have a injured Heritage Hurricane player there at near the midfield mark, and it's a gain of about 4 on the play down to the 45.
Here's the replay as we watch, and again, I said this earlier after he had the interception and went back to pass and couldn't find anybody. Here's a young freshman looking around the field. He sees that he doesn't have any receivers where he needs them to be, where he can throw a good pass, and he has the sense to go ahead and tuck it under and take what yardage he can get. He doesn't put himself in any danger. He doesn't lose the ball, and he doesn't get sacked. He picks up positive yard. By the way, at this point, we're only in the third quarter here. Pittman with 23 carries has 80 yards. Not what you normally see with Pittman, but again, the game's not over yet.
Pittman with a carry up the middle, nothing going there as he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And I tell you what, Heritage is lucky there because the Phantoms had a wide out all the way here to the near side, and he was uncovered. He was not covered.
He's not only not covered, Mike, there was nobody in his zip code.
And now they're bringing somebody out here to cover him. No gain on the play, 3rd down and 7 for the Phantoms.
He was all by himself.
Oliver pitches it back to Pittman on a carry, and what a block by the wide receiver, and they're going to throw a flag on him again. Holy cow.
Man. God, that was...
And I hope we can see this because that was a heck of a block.
Well, let's look at it right here and see if we can see anything. Here's Pittman, and he gets his crease, and he's gone. We told you how speedy he is. We couldn't see the block. The guy fell down. The flag came out. I mean, the flag was thrown about 20 yards by the ref.
Oh, it was the deep referee that actually threw the flag.
During the run, blocking the back, offense. Repeat 3rd down.
And you can hear the Phoebus crowd is not too happy about that.
Yeah.
That negates a really fabulous run by Tony Pittman. Wow. Wow.
I mean, it was right there in front of us, and from what I could see, it was a head-on block. How can that be a block from an illegal block?
Yeah.
It looked from my vantage point when I watched it live, it looked like a clean block to me. It opened the hole up, obviously, for Pittman to go a long ways.
Yeah, but I'm sorry I didn't see it. I watched the screen here, and I didn't see the block itself. So.
Well, it's going to end up making a 3rd down and 6 now. After the long run and the penalty brought it back. So he ended up picking up a total of a +2 on the play.
They're going to let the quarter run out here.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter of play here at Darling Stadium. The Phoebus Phantoms break it open here in the 3rd quarter to score 2 touchdowns and now lead the Heritage Hurricanes by a score of 28-7.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is November the 9th, 2012, and you're watching this game on LSC, Cox Channel 48, and Verizon Fios Channel 23. You'll be able to see this game again on Sunday, November the 11th at 6 p.m., at Tuesday, November the 13th at 8:30 a.m. and p.m., Thursday, November the 15th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., Friday, November the 23rd at 12 p.m. and 12 a.m. And guess what, folks? You wouldn't be able to see this game if it weren't for certain people. We have a great crew with us tonight. On the cameras, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton, Randy Bagoli, and Steve Fryer. They're the ones bringing you the shots right now that you can see on your screen and those that you'll see later. On graphics and animation, Mr. Andy Foley. Slow motion and instant replay, Krista Campbell. Camera control operator, Renee Camden. The chief engineer, director, and producer, Don Scharouse. The audio engineer, Greg Lesko. I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser and Brent Musgrove. We're up in the booth, and we're talking to you and watching the game and just having a blast because this is a great game. All right, we've got some more stats here. Phoebus High School, 39 carries so far for 154 yards in the game.
Still way under their average.
Usually people would say that's really good.
3rd down and 5. Back to pass. Tolliver complete to Matthews inside the 25. And he goes down right at about the 24-yard line. Another big play by my man Tolliver.
Mike's man Tolliver. He is looking like a senior out here today. Look at him. Look at the confidence. He sees the receiver all the way, and he hits Matthews on a nice little pass. He just kind of says, here it is.
So 1st and 10 at the 24 as the Phantoms again driving here at the start of quarter number 4, leading at 28-7. Pittman tries to spin away, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and there goes another flag down.
Treyel Pearson, and again, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's T-R-E-I-E-L-L, Treyel Pearson, number 50, the guard, was in the backfield almost before Pittman got the ball and was able to corral him and not let him get anywhere.
This looks like it's in a location near where a holding penalty would be called. Talking to the captains of Heritage, so let's see what it is.
Holding.
Thank you.
Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the hold. Repeat 1st down.
So it'll be 1st down and about, 16 now as the ball spotted at the 31.
Phoebus still with a short field as they've got good position at the 31-yard line of the Hurricanes here with 11:25 or 20 left in the game. We get another flag. Another flag.
Now this one's coming from the far side over there, and I bet you that this one has something to do with the coaching staff on that side because they're not happy.
Well, they just got a penalty for them. Why wouldn't they be happy?
Sideline warning.
Oh.
It's the defense. First warning.
Your man, Michael, your man, Mr. Tolliver, now 6 for 7, 89 yards, two touchdowns.
Very efficient, very efficient.
He's got a man open.
And, it almost deflected into another Phoebus player, but it's incomplete. Looks like it was intended for number 88, right?
Number 20 was wide open up in the top of the screen.
Yeah, again, that was Durham. Off his fingertips. Second incompletion of the game for a man, Tolliver.
Yeah, good defense by Heritage that time as they were able to get the ball. I'm trying to look here. Number 20 for the Phoebus Phantoms is Khalik Fletcher, and he was open out there. If they'd have got it to him, that would have been 6 points.
2nd down and long, 16. Ball sits at the 31. And the pitch back to Pittman. He cuts back up inside the 25. And another flag.
Getting a lot of flags here in this quarter.
Another hold against the Phoebus Phantoms. The ball ended up. Let's watch where the tackle was made and then where the flag was thrown. Where's the hold?
Huh. Interesting.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat 2nd down.
That brings it all the way back to the 40. They need to get all the way to the 15 for
Let's
a first
watch this
down.
again, Michael. You see anything? Push there. Where's maybe there? I tell you what, I'm not going to say anything. I'm up here and they're down there. That's all I'm going to say.
26, as a matter of fact. Oliver being pushed out of the pocket, breaks the tackle. Now he decides to tuck it and run. Nice block that time. I think he gets down near the 20-yard line. Nice run that time by Tolliver as he gets the ball down to the 21-yard line.
Again, taking control of the game is your man, Mr. Tolliver, as he almost gets sacked. He couldn't find anybody, and he almost gets sacked. And watch him direct traffic here. Look, he's pointing. Get him. I'm coming here. And this is what a little bit of an extra shove right there once he was out of bounds. I'm surprised there wasn't a flag there.
So 3rd down and about 7 here for the Phantoms. A little bit of extracurricular activity. Here's a pitch back here. Pittman as he makes a cut up inside. Gets inside the 20 down to about the 18. They're going to mark it at the 17. So he'll be about 4 yards shy of the 1st down. That'll bring up 4th down.
They're frustrating Mr. Pittman tonight because this is where he likes to really dial it in. And they're being very aggravating to him, meaning the defense for Heritage is doing a really good job on keeping Mr. Pittman from doing what he likes to do. So my hat's off to the Heritage defense tonight.
Fourth down, and looks like the officials will call a timeout. Phoebus will take a timeout here.
Timeout, Phoebus.
9:57 to go in the 4th quarter play. The Phoebus Phantoms out in front, 28-7.
The 4th quarter. The 4th quarter. Ladies and gentlemen,
that comes after the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Please remember that the second half of tonight's game is brought to you or sponsored by Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Just give him a call at 685-3172. That's 685-3172. Eric Thompson Realtor. And our game, of course, brought to you by the Grey Goose Restaurant on West Queensway in Hampton. Follow the Grey Goose Restaurant on Facebook. This restaurant is also a bakery. Guys, it's excellent food. Go there, downtown Hampton. You'll love it. It's also sponsored by Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton, located in Phoebus, serving the community since 1862. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. And by Tidewater Team Sports, a company that's sponsored us for years and years and years. Can't say enough about these two guys, David Chubb and Terry McNamara. Call them at 594-0411. Tidewater Team Sports, one-stop sports headquarters, screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, apparel, you name it, these two guys can get it for you in the sports field. Thank you to all of our sponsors and to the great crew we've got tonight, too. And, oh, by the way, I'll be remiss if I don't say this. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC. Make sure that you join Bob Hintz on Sports Time as he interviews coaches and athletes of the past and the present from Hampton City Schools. You can watch Bob on all of our shows on Channel 48 and Channel 23 Verizon.
Oliver finally goes down back at the 26-yard line. That was a 4th down play, so the Phantoms will turn the ball over to the Heritage Hurricanes on downs. And he did everything he could possibly do to try to get something going on this one.
Yep, he certainly didn't plan on this happening, but he had plenty of pressure from that Hurricane defense, and rather than force it, he just went with it and did what he could to keep onto the ball, keep hold of the ball, and leave Heritage deep in their territory, hoping that his defense can get him the ball one more time.
So Heritage takes over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. I formation. One wide out to the near side. Outlaw will hand the ball off to Abdullah. Coming to the near side is nothing doing there. Gang tackle by Octavius Matthews.
And who put that big hit on him there?
Was that Lyles, number 54?
No, number 2, Robbie Robinson. Watch number 2 come in on this at the end. Abdullah comes around the side. Matthews gets him, and then here comes Robbie. Boom, took his legs right out from under him. And you got to remember, guys, this is the free safety coming here on this one.
Gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. And I tell you what, Phoebus' defense has really bottled up Abdullah in this game.
Could be a blitz here, Mike.
4 wideouts. Abdullah now in motion. Outlaw back to pass. Throws the ball down deep sideline. And it is outstandingly defensed by the Phantoms that time. Looks like that was number 21 on the play defensively, and that was Kenneth Giles.
He did a great job, Mike, of getting that one down. But that pass was just kind of up there and hung for a long time. He was able to turn around and play the ball the whole way.
It was intended for number 12, Marcus Van Hook. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 8.
They got the Lake Taylor hate going on over here.
Here's the replay. Look at this. Look at this. Watch him play the ball and just swats it down right at the end. Just fabulous play by number 21, Giles.
Outlaw back again to pass. And down he goes as the Phantoms, number 74 on the play. Mark Wilson splits the defense and goes in and sacks Outlaw back at the 20-yard line. A loss of about 7 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 15.
Mark Wilson, a senior, 235 pounds. When he comes in to hit you, you know it. And we've seen him do this all year long. He's one of the mainstays on that defense. Defensive end, number 74, Mark Wilson.
Like Ruffin and Staten are both deep for the Phantoms. This was coming over here to the near side. And they will let it bounce as it bounces and gets a Phoebus roll back to the 48-yard line.
Mike, the passing attack not working real well for the Heritage Hurricanes in the second half. Outlaw 0 for 3 so far in the second half. And as you said, the defense for the Phantoms is bottling up this running game, and things are looking like they're going Phoebus's way at this point.
Well, I'd like to see what the actual time of possession here in the second half is, because it almost seems like that the Phantoms has had the ball darn near the
whole
entire
time
second
almost,
half.
yeah.
3 and outs by Heritage, and that's it.
And of course, with 8 minutes left to go in the game, if all things end up like they are and we don't hear a difference in the score from over at Todd Stadium, we could be looking at a rematch of the Hampton-Phoebus game.
That's Jones up the middle. He will pick up a couple yards on the play down to about the 47-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Phantoms.
You saw number 10 for the Phantoms, Terrell Tolliver, there on your screen as he looked over toward the bench to get the play. Coming out of the play is Jones.
Pittman back in. Here's Pittman straight up the middle on the left side. He's going to pick up about 4 on the play as he gets down to about the 43-yard line.
This is where Pittman likes to just take the ball, take the ball, take the ball, take the ball. He wants it in the fourth quarter on every play. He just wants to run and pick up first down after first down. He figures once his team has the lead, if they give him the ball, he'll pick up enough first downs to where the other team won't get the ball, or they'll score more points and they won't have to worry about it.
3rd and 4 now for the Phantoms. Here's Pittman on a pitch to the near side, picks up a couple of blocks. Look out, he's gone all the way in for the Phantom score, 43 yards.
Well, we were just talking about him, and I told you he likes to have the ball. He likes to carry it. You either stop him or he's going to score. And here he gets the outside lane. Great block inside there on the left of your screen. And he just outruns the Heritage secondary here to the end zone for the score. So the Phantoms doing what they do, running the ball, running the ball, running the ball, running the ball, running the ball.
Crimpin now out of the hold of Tolliver for the extra point. And the kick is up. And it is good. 6:52 to go here. Regulation play at Darling Stadium. It's now the Phoebus Phantoms 35 and the Heritage Hurricanes 7.
And you see a happy number 7, Richie Staten from Phoebus on your screen there, as he's happy that Pittman has been able to give them 7 more points on a drive that consisted of 3 plays, 49 yards over 1 minute and 18 seconds. As you see Pittman right here. Look at the burst of speed there. He knows. You just saw him. He's looking. As soon as he hit the crease of the edge, you saw him put his head down. He's gone. He knew it.
Well, 42 yards to his resume right there. Adding to it will put him well over the 100-yard mark. So he's catching up with his normal per-game average now.
Yeah,
and again, we see the Phoebus Phantoms taking over in the second half.
Exactly, which they've been doing here recently more often than not. And again, you can thank Tony Pittman for that because he's the workhorse in the second quarter. With that run, Pittman now has 28 carries, 130 yards. And I'll guarantee you that's most of the yards for the Phoebus Phantoms.
There's a kickoff. It gets by the first man, picks it up at the 10-yard line. Splits right up the middle. He's got one man to stop. And he's caught from behind and brought down at the Phantoms' 42, 43-yard line. Nice run back by, I believe that was number 4 on the play. Isn't that correct?
I was trying to see here. I'm not sure. Yes, it was number 4. Number 4 for the Heritage Hurricanes, and you're looking it up right there. He just kind of split the Phoebus defenders. I mean, it was like nobody was there.
Yeah, that was Shamori Wright, and there's now another flag down on the Heritage sideline. If that's another sideline warning deal, that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Heritage Hurricanes.
Well, I think I saw what they might be a little upset about, but we'll see what happens here.
No, they're going to wave it off.
Okay.
That's twice they've had flags that are thrown on that side of the field that they ended up waving off.
Well, no comment.
So 1st and 10, a good run back on the kickoff, and 1st and 10 for the Heritage Hurricanes at the Phantoms' 43-yard line. This is their deepest penetration in the second half, by the way.
Yeah, let's see how the Phoebus defense responds to this, because I'm sure there's another flag
down. Illegal substitution call against Heritage.
Well, they got 12 men out there. That's why. I just counted them.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, they got 12 players. So Heritage will call timeout. That'll cost them 5 yards. Is it 5 yards or 10 for an illegal player? Illegal substitution. It don't matter.
Oh, now they're saying
now they're waving it off.
These guys. No, okay, I'm going to.
They're waving it off because they called timeout.
November the 9th, we're at Darling Stadium 2012.
Heritage called timeout.
Okay.
And it's 35-7. And it looks to me as though the Phoebus Phantoms and the Hampton Crabbers are going to play each other again. It is 1st and 15. It was a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, how do you have a 5-yard penalty if it got waved off, right?
I'm not saying anything.
Is there another flag down?
They're pointing toward Phoebus. I don't know.
But I don't see a flag.
It doesn't matter. They're blowing whistles.
Where's the flag?
I don't know.
So they're going to move it 5 yards against Phoebus?
I think so. I think they realize.
I bet you they move it 10. No, they're going to move it 5. So it's first. They gave it back to them. That's what it was.
I think they realize.
Wait a minute. We shouldn't have marked it off. Let's throw a flag.
Okay. Here we go.
1st and 10 now at the 44. Outlaw back to throw down the left sideline. Just overthrown as it was intended for Outlaw down near the 10-yard line. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Hurricanes.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for flags. So to make sure. Here we see
what was that Brent said? Leading rusher is
Outlaw
leading yardage.
Outlaw looking down the sideline for that pass. Heritage is looking to get on the board quickly and often here with 6:34 left in the game.
Gonna have to be often.
Second and 10. Hurricane.
It's been all. Oh, he lined up offside. Your wide receiver is actually offside.
Yeah, probably no flag there though.
There's and I tell you what. Now there's the other flag, and that ball. Badger had that right in his hand.
He did that. It's thrown right to him.
And if the official threw the flag like he was throwing a pass.
Yeah. Watch this. Right into Badger's hands. Boom. Oh. He was trying to force it into number 2, Abdullah, but he was in quadruple coverage.
Looks like the flag might be against the Phantoms.
Maybe they'll wave it off.
Oh, you got to try to even it up here. That's a 15-yarder. Wow. All the way down to the 29-yard line.
And what was it?
I don't know. Never heard him. He's probably decided not to flip the microphone.
Ooh.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line. Motion and handoff, and down he goes after he gets inside. After he gets inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 22, and that'll be good for about 7 on the play. And there goes more flags over on the Heritage sideline, and 2 of them went that time, both simultaneously. So something happened over there.
Yeah, well, so far, Michael, we have 16 penalties in the game on both total for both teams for 140 yards.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Heritage. So we're going to move it 15 back this way. So the 15 that Phoebus was called for is now 15 for Heritage. So we're going back and forth. So how many total yards and penalties now do we have in the game?
Now we got 155. We'll have more yardage and penalties than Phoebus has on offense.
No.
Almost.
Oh, no.
He might have 3 blind mice on accident.
Okay, so here we are, November the 9th, 2012. Coming to you from Darling Stadium in the first round of the Division 5 playoffs. Phoebus and Heritage. Phoebus with a 35-7 lead. We had a quick game until the fourth quarter here, and all of a sudden we've just had a flurry of penalties back and forth, and both teams moving one way and then moving the other and moving the other way.
The worst part of it is we haven't seen anything. We're just seeing yellow flags flying.
And the mics aren't on for the ref for some reason, so we haven't been able to hear what some of them were.
So second down and about 17 now for Heritage. Back to passes Outlaw. Stops and he's getting flushed out. Octavius Matthews sacks him in the back. A loss all the way back to the 40, looks like the 44-yard line. That's a loss of about 7 on the play, so it's going to be third and a real long ways.
The quarterback for the Heritage Hurricanes, Richard Outlaw, looking to throw downfield, just didn't have any time at all. Matthews rolled over his block and just steamrolled Outlaw on that right sideline.
Third down and 25 for Heritage. Back to that throw again. Over to the far side over there. It looks like it's completed inside the 30-yard line to about inside the 35 to the 34. Looks like it's completed. I believe that's number 12 on the play, Marcus Van Hook. A completed pass. That's going to bring up fourth down now and about 16, fourth and 15. Don't forget we have to have their player of the game picked here for too long. I think that's pretty well a done deal.
Yeah. There you see the Phantoms with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game here at Darling Stadium, nursing, enjoying a 35-7 lead as the Hurricanes trying to mount something here, going.
They're 4th down, and they have to get all the way down to inside the 20. Outlaw back to pass. Deep pass down in the end zone to Van Hook, and it is caught by a couple of players, but he's out of bounds, out of the end zone.
Yeah, that was
nice
a good
play
call
that time by Van Hook, but he's unfortunately catches the ball going out of bounds. And the pass will go incomplete, and Heritage will turn it over on downs. Phoebus will have the ball 1st and 10 just inside their own 35-yard line.
Look at Robbie Robinson. He actually intercepted it.
Well, Van Hook came up with it.
Van Hook ended up with it because Robinson knew he was out of bounds, so he just released the ball as he was going down. But it was out of the end zone at that time anyway, so it didn't make any difference. And we've got somebody for the Heritage team nursing a little bit of a limp over there.
That's Van Hook that caught it.
Van Hook.
So Phoebus will take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Probably see a whole lot of changes here on the lineup for the Phoebus Phantoms. Let's see if they're
you're going to see Daquan Lane in there. I see him out there, and I see Tyrick Jones. So it looks like Pittman will be out for the moment. Jones and Lane.
Probably done for the game. And so is Matthews. He's over here on the sideline with their helmets off. And number 2, that's your guy. He's helmet off now, done for the night. Lane skips to the inside, cuts it back up. Still running down as he picks up good yardage, about 12 inside or just outside of the 45-yard line. So nice gain that time by Lane of about 12 yards, and that'll be a 1st down for the Phantoms.
Look at him right here. He just bounces off. He was trying to go inside, and they couldn't find anything there. When he went outside, he found everything he wanted.
Nice run by Lane for 12 and a 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Phantoms at their own 46-yard line. 4:38 on the clock. That is running. There's a handoff to the fullback straight up the middle.
Mike, that last pass that Outlaw threw for Heritage being incomplete gave him a line of 1 for 6 and 10 yards in the second half. Not what I think Heritage was looking for, but a testament of the strong defense for the Phoebus Phantoms here tonight at Darling Stadium.
Well, they definitely got stronger after halftime, just as they did last week. So it'll be 2nd down and about 6. Again to the fullback, straight up the middle. He's going to pick up near 5 yards. He'll be just shy of the Hurricane 45-yard line. That's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 2 for the Phantoms, and they're just going to run the clock right here.
Tyrick Jones, number 36, another one of those fantastic Phoebus running backs. I tell you what, any of these guys could be a starter and a premier starter for any other team. Tyrick just battles his way as he goes through the line and picks up yardage. I'm impressed by the stable of runners here at Phoebus.
Oliver hands the ball off to Lane. He's going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. That'll bring up a 4th down and about 2.
That time, Heritage is number 55, Darian Turner, and I've been impressed with this young guy all night, Mike. He's just been in there. Every play, he's around it. He blocks the lane. He stuffs the blockers. He's just done a good job, number 55, Darian Turner. And he's the one that brought down the runner that time. And the runner was number 35, Antoine Brown. Number 35, Antoine Brown.
Oh, a little quick punt here by Tolliver. And he goes out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. So the Phoebus Phantoms do a quick punt, get rid of the ball, and turn it over to the Heritage Hurricanes at the 21-yard line, where Heritage will take over 1st and 10 with 2:36 to play. I think we ought to just go ahead and put this one out now. I think that's a done deal.
I think it's a done deal too, Mike, with 2 minutes 36 cents. 36 cents. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. This was one of our easier picks for a playoff although it seems like every year that we do a playoff, it is pretty obvious who it's going to be.
Well, in the past, it's been the running back.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
But tonight, we're going with a freshman, a quarterback for Phoebus, Mr. Terrell Tolliver, who's responsible for 3 of the touchdowns tonight, 2 in the air and 1 running. What a great job this young man has done tonight.
I was wondering, like, why nobody yelling at me yet? Crank, crank.
Nice tackle by Matthews over there as Abdullah gets nothing. And I'll tell you what, I've been impressed about the Phantom defense stopping, just smothering the leading rusher in the district this year and the offensive player of the year, by the way.
Yes, he is.
And Khalid Abdullah, not much of nothing tonight.
Now, the linebackers, Mathis, going years back. Matthews, Hawkins, and Badger have been badgering him, excuse the pun, all night long. They've just done a fantastic job in keeping him bottled up, like you said. Here he is again, trying to pick up yardage. There's the whole Phantom team just stopping him cold. I don't know what Abdullah has in yardage, but I'll guarantee you it's not much over 30 yards in this game tonight here at Darling Stadium.
He's had only one run of more than 10 yards that I can remember, and it went for 12. So
yeah.
As a whole, the Phoebus Phantoms have really bottled him up, and I think that's one of the main storylines of this game.
Oh, it is. There's no question about it. Number 54, Kevin Lyles, is stuff in the middle, and nobody's going to go through there. And then you've got number 70, Harry Lewis, right with him. And the linebackers are stopping the creases on the outside.
There's your answer.
Well, we were wrong. 14 carries, 60 yards for Abdullah tonight. So that's way more than I would have thought. Ooh, a hold there.
Oh, nice recovery by the Phantoms defense over there.
Yes.
I believe that's number 21 again. That's Giles.
Yep.
And the ball was just slightly underthrown, but the receiver was wide open.
Let's watch this replay, Mike. See if we see something here. Watch right there. Just grabbed the guy and pulled him down. No flag on that play as Outlaw gets the opportunity to throw, and an excellent defensive play by Giles to break that one up.
So 4th down and 5 for the Heritage Hurricanes as the clock is stopped at 54 seconds. I heard that. 4th and 5. Outlaw back, a screen pass to the near side to Abdullah, and I tell you what, he broke loose from that. Let's see what kind of speed he's got as he is forced out of bounds inside of Phoebus territory down to the 45-yard line. Nice little screen pass. He was able to break loose from that tackle and pick up some nice yardage.
I'm surprised he was able to break loose here. I thought they had him. The quarterback almost got sacked, and right there, number 27 for the Phoebus Phantoms. And who is that on your sheet there? Tyree Stewart. I thought he had him right there. But give credit to Abdullah. He was able to break that away. And finally, he showed us a little bit of his speed there as he got to the corner and took off down the sideline.
Well, just think the Heritage Hurricanes took the opening kickoff right down the field and scored. That's the only thing they've done in this entire game.
You're exactly correct.
Phoebus's defense has just smothered them. So Heritage will call a timeout. They have one left, and there's only 23 seconds left, folks, and the score is 35-7.
So I'm going to say Phoebus is going to end up winning this. We haven't heard anything since the half, but at that time, Hampton was ahead of Norcom 27-0. And if that score holds, then we will be looking at a Hampton-Phoebus rematch this coming week. We'll just have to see what happens. Tonight, it's been almost all Phoebus, 35-7. Mike just told you that in the beginning of the game, the first possession, the Heritage Hurricanes walked down the field. They looked tough. The running game was great. They mixed in the passes, and they looked so good. And they kind of stunned Phoebus, and they were back on their heels. But right back came the Phoebus Phantoms, marching downfield and scoring themselves to tie it up. From that point on, give it to the Phantoms defense. They shut down the Hurricanes. They shut down the running game. They shut down the passing game. They shut down everything. And in the meantime, give it to the Phoebus runners. Down the field they went. But the credit tonight, in my humble opinion, goes to the young freshman quarterback, Terrell Tolliver. He did have his first interception, but the young man threw 2 touchdown passes. He ran for 1, and he conducted an offense and led an offense that was just almost super tonight, as they did a great job as they go on in this playoff game by beating Heritage, what looks like is going to be a score of 35-7, Mike. Tolliver with just a tremendous game tonight.
Timeout is called with 5 seconds to go after the run, and that'll be their last timeout. By the way, the Hampton Crabbers did win tonight. I believe it was 34-6 over Norcom.
Very similar score here.
Yeah.
We've got 35-7, Hampton 34-6. So, guys, it looks like we're going to have a Hampton-Phoebus rematch, and we know what that's like, and that's going to be a game you don't want to miss. Speaking of games you don't want to miss watching this one again. Saturday, November the 10th at 3 p.m. Sunday, that's tomorrow. Sunday, November the 11th at 6 p.m. Tuesday, November 13th at 8:30 a.m. and p.m. Don't make me laugh. Thursday, November the 15th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. And Friday, I'm sorry, folks, Friday, November 23rd at 12 p.m. and 12 a.m.
Andy says, you're watching it now.
I'm reading this, realizing that I'm going to be saying this on Saturday, November 10th at 3 p.m. So I guess you know that you're going to be able to see it on November the 10th, Saturday. But please tune in and watch us here at LSC, Cox Channel 48, and Verizon Fios Channel 23. And as we see the last play here,
There's
also
a penalty.
Excuse me.
You all right?
No.
Let's see. They're going to pick it up. Illegal substitution against Phoebus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, they only have 11 on the field.
Okay, they'll pick it up. But anyway, you can also watch us on the internet. On the internet, go to the school site, Hampton City School site, and you'll see the WHCS logo in the top right. Click on that. It'll take you to a new screen where you'll see the LSC black signal right there on the right-hand side. It's kind of black and gray. Click on that. A box will drop down, and you'll be able to see this game right there on the internet. And anybody that has internet connection anywhere in the world can watch these games on LSC. Do it. You'll thank us for it.
Outlaw is sacked on the final play of game, and that'll do it here from Darling Stadium. The final score is the Phoebus Phantoms 35 and the Heritage Hurricanes 7. So the Phantoms will continue their quest for a unprecedented 5th straight Division V state title here as they win this one pretty easily, 35-7. They will take on a rematch from last week's Peninsula District final game. And folks, there is a flag on the field, and I'm not serious. And the referees are surrounding the flag, and they're not moving. So I'm not real sure what's going on here, but folks, the game's over. And
well,
I guess they're going to pick this one up too. Yeah, that's what they did.
Are they going to wave it off?
Well, they didn't do anything. All they did was pick it up, turn around, and started walking off. So the final score is 35-7. And Hampton will come in here next week as the number 3 seed in the region, and they will be taking on the number 2 seed, the Phoebus Phantoms. The number 1 seed, Lake Taylor, won by a landslide. It was like 54 to nothing or something like that over Maury. So the Lake Taylor Titans will continue next week, and they will play I guess the number 4 seed, whoever that might be. I'm not sure exactly who that team is.
Depending that they won.
Yeah. But Hampton and Phoebus will continue their rivalry right here at Darling Stadium next Friday night, and we hope we'll have a little better crowd next week. Really, I was surprised at how few people came to this one.
Well, it is a cold night. It is November the 9th.
Weather.
I know, but it's November the 9th. It's 2012. We're coming to you from Darling Stadium on a cold evening, and you can watch it tomorrow or today on your TV. Ladies and gentlemen, the Phoebus Phantoms winning in round one by a score of 35-7 over the Heritage Hurricanes. I hope you enjoyed this game. It was all Phoebus, Phoebus defense, and Phoebus running. That combination does it all. From up in the booth, I'm Paul Rowe along with
Mike Hauser. Good night, everyone.
Today's game was sponsored by the Grey Goose Restaurant, located on West Queensway in Hampton. Enjoy a wide selection of breakfast and lunch dishes, sure to please your appetite. Follow the Grey Goose Restaurant on Facebook, the restaurant that is also a bakery. Smith Brothers Funeral Home of Hampton is located in Phoebus, has been serving the community since 1862. Smith Brothers are here to serve your needs. The funeral director is Andrew T. Smith, Jr. Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Today's game was sponsored in part by the attorneys at Kaufman & Knowles, with offices in Hampton on Cunningham Drive across from Peninsula Town Center and in Newport News at City Center. Kaufman & Knowles. We can and we will. Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buck Row Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home inside and out. Eric Thompson Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3172 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com.